Thank you for launching this first web tutorial on the fixed data submission process that's part of the FCC's new Broadband Data Collection, or BDC. This video series is designed to introduce you to the BDC system and to demonstrate submitting your data. In this video, we will go over the fixed subscription data submission process for service providers. This tutorial is a part of a broader set of technical assistance materials that the FCC will make available to broadband service providers, government entities, consumers, and other stakeholders who wish to contribute data and information into the BDC system to help improve the FCC's mapping of broadband availability throughout the United States. Thanks again for taking time to watch this tutorial and for your effort to be prepared to submit broadband availability data as of June 30th. After you've created your required type of submission, you'll see the Submission Overview page, which provides a central location for viewing, managing, and accessing data for a single submission. This is also the page where you'll see a table of your fixed data after submitting it, which will be covered in more detail later in this tutorial. Service providers are required to submit subscription data as a part of their data submission. Government and other entities do not submit this information, so they can skip this step. You can access the subscription data page from the Overview page and upload subscription data for fixed services, including fixed broadband subscription, often referred to as FBS, and fixed voice subscription, often referred to as FVS. Within the subscription data page, you'll see status messages related to your submission. The different status types are: no data entered. This means you have not yet entered any data for the subscription type for this submission. Required. This means you're required to submit data for this data type. This could be because you are an ILEC provider and still need to submit fixed voice data, or because you have uploaded availability data for a specific technology that is currently missing from your subscription data. Valid data. This means you've uploaded valid data for the subscription type. Data errors. This means you've uploaded data that contains errors for the submission type. You'll need to fix these errors before you can proceed through the submission process. Virus scan failed. This means you've uploaded data that has failed the FCC virus check. Under the Manage column, you'll see two icons. Download data, which allows you to download a CSV file of all your uploaded data by subscription type. If multiple files have been uploaded for any subscription type, the CSV file you can download from this page will combine these two files into one downloadable CSV. If you wish to download individual files that have been uploaded into the system, you can do so from the specific subscription type page. Delete data allows you to delete all data you have entered for that subscription type by clicking the trash can icon. You're also able to delete individual files and individual rows of your data within each respective subscription type. Let's look at the fixed broadband subscription, FBS, from the subscription data page. When you click on subscription data from the main page, you're taken to the subscription data page. From here, select fixed broadband subscription, known as FBS. From here, we can take a look at the FBS upload section from the fixed subscription data page, or the Upload Files tab. FBS data can be submitted by uploading a valid file in CSV or TXT format by entering the FBS data row by row within the Data Entry tab, which is located at the top of the FBS page next to the Upload Files tab. Subscription data must pass a series of validation checks before it can be accepted into the BDC system. Duplicate records in and across data files will cause errors. So for FBS data, you should have unique combinations of census tract, technology, download speed, and upload speed. Duplicate records occur when the same combination is entered in more than one row. A method for finding duplicates within a file, if needed, is to sort by all four columns: census tract, technology, download speed, and upload speed. Then look for any columns that have the same entry repeated across rows. As you upload your files, please note the following tips that will help you with your submission. Files are processed one at a time and may take longer to process during peak times. Many small files will process faster than one large file. It's best to break large files into smaller parts for faster processing. For example, when submitting CSV files, one CSV file per county in highly populated areas should be sufficient. File name length cannot exceed 100 characters. To replace data in a previously uploaded file, first remove that file before uploading a new or revised file. To begin the file upload process, click the Browse button. Next, select the file or files you wish to upload. You can select multiple files to upload at the same time. and after you've selected at least one valid file, the file name and file size will appear on the page. The system will also display a status for each file, as well as a trash can icon that will allow you to delete a file if you wish to do so. To begin the upload process, click the Upload button. After clicking Upload, the Uploaded Files table will populate at the bottom of the page. This table will consist of your file name or file names, the date of the upload, and the status for each file. As your file is processing, you'll see one of two statuses. The first status will be Processing, Virus Check 1 of 2. This initial process confirms the file is passing the FCC's virus scan. If the file fails the virus check, an error message will be displayed and the file will not be accepted into the system. The second status for file upload will be Processing, Validations 2 of 2. Once the file passes the virus scan, the BDC application will check to ensure the data within the file is valid. There are multiple validations that the system checks for, including correct column counts, duplicate data checks, and invalid data. If your file passes both the virus scan and the validation checks, the system will display a status of complete with a green checkmark. This means that the data you've uploaded is valid and has been accepted into the system. If the file you have uploaded fails any of the validation checks, the system will show a red status of validation errors, as well as the count of the number of errors. There will also be an expandable View Details link that will allow you to view each of the validation errors and the row count in which the error occurred within your file. If your file contains any validation errors, you will be unable to progress further through the system. You'll need to fix any errors and re-upload your file. You can also submit FBS data via the Data Entry tab, which is located at the top of the FBS page. This allows users to enter their FBS data manually on a row-by-row basis. You will need to fill out several fields to successfully submit FBS data. One field is State, where you can select the state or territory for the row being entered. The drop-down list includes all U.S. states and territories. County is for when you have selected a state. You select a county from the drop-down list of counties for that specific state or territory. Tract is for when you have selected a county. You will select a tract from the drop-down list of census tracts for that specific county. Census tracts within a county are identified by a 4-digit basic code between 0001 and 9999 and may have a 2-digit suffix ranging from .01 to .98. For example, 9819.01. You then select the appropriate technology for this record from the drop-down list. For downstream bandwidth, enter the advertised downstream bandwidth in Mbps, megabits per second, associated with the service subscribed to in this tract. If the product was marketed with a bandwidth range, enter the maximum speed. If no downstream bandwidth is mentioned in marketing, enter the downstream bandwidth the customer should expect to receive. Downstream bandwidth should be entered in Mbps, and up to 3 decimal places are allowed for speeds less than 10 Mbps. Upstream bandwidth. Enter the upstream bandwidth in Mbps of the product associated with the downstream bandwidth entered in the previous section. Report the advertised upstream bandwidth of the service subscribed to in this tract. If the product was marketed with a bandwidth range, enter the maximum speed. If no upstream bandwidth is mentioned in marketing, enter the upstream bandwidth the customer should expect to receive. As with downstream bandwidth, upstream bandwidth should be entered in Mbps, and up to 3 decimal places are allowed for speeds less than 10 Mbps. Total connections. Enter the number of connections in the census tract of end users subscribing to this combination technology, downstream bandwidth, and upstream bandwidth. Consumer connections. Enter the number of connections that are provided in consumer-grade service plans. This number is a subset of the total connections entered in the previous row. These connections should be considered as consumer or residential when they deliver internet access services that are primarily purchased by, designed for, and marketed to residential end users. Biz/Gov connections. You don't enter any value in this field because it automatically calculates the number of business and/or government connections using the following formula. Business-government connections equals total connections minus consumer connections. This number cannot be negative because the number of consumer connections can never be greater than the number of total connections. Once valid information has been entered for each field, you can save the data by clicking the Save Row button. After clicking Save Row, a table will be created on the FBS page displaying the data you have submitted. Once all of your fixed broadband subscription data has been submitted and validated, don't forget to upload your fixed voice subscription data next. Please check out our video, Submitting Fixed Voice Subscription Data, to learn more about the process.